Little video blog from Brandon and Woolvey here on 790thezone.com. Thank you so much for listening to our program every day on the radio from 11 to 1. And thank you for spending some time on the Brandon and Woolvey show page. Didn't talk much Hawks on the program today, but a big one coming up tonight against the Indiana Pacers. This is the point in the season where you have to start getting some of those good vibes back. The 6-0 start, then you lose 3 straight. Tonight's not a night where you want that 3 to turn into a 4.
No, and it's against a Pacer team that you should be able to handle in a situation where you think you definitely need a win. Again, you lose tonight, all the good vibes from that 6-0 start, even though you still got a decent record at 6-4, people forget about that. Mm-hmm. And then the pressure starts getting turned up again on Coach Woodson, and we know he's got to have a very strong first 20 games.
It's not the people that are going to forget about the 6-0 start as much as I think it might be these actual players who don't have a lot of history of being successful. A 6-0 start is something relatively new for them. A 3-game losing streak is something that's not very new for them. They've experienced that a lot in the past. And, do you start to fall back into old habits? Do you start to become the old Atlanta Hawks if you lose this one again tonight?
Well, that's when you run the risk, especially without Josh Smith and maybe without Zaza. You saw what happened when Rick Lopez went for 18 points in the first half against you.
Yeah, Sekou Smith, AJC, the other day talked about how the Hawks couldn't stop Brook Lopez.
How is that possible?
That's not really the phrase.
That is not something you're supposed to be listening and hearing when you're talking about a team that's a playoff-bound team.
Right. If a Google search turns up Atlanta Hawks couldn't stop Brook Lopez, that's probably not the kind of team competing for an NBA title. Google search Los Angeles Lakers couldn't stop Brook Lopez. I guarantee you it turns up 0 hits.
But the problem is, what has been the problem with this team for many years? Several, but stopping quick point guards. Point guards that can get to the lane on you. And what are they? Devin Harris, that's all he does. Devin Harris didn't miss a shot in 2 games against you. Got to the lane, did whatever. There's not a guy on the roster, the Hawks roster, who can keep Devin Harris in front of him. Tonight he's got TJ Ford to deal with, who, as quick as anybody, getting to the lane and making things hard for our defensive guards who just aren't very strong defensively. Mike Bibby was always a mediocre defender when in his prime. Now he's a below-average defender.
We're live at Stats tomorrow. Come by and have some lunch with us. And while you're here, spend some time looking at all the show pages and all the fun stuff here on 790thezone.com.